Hello peeps, Twisted Foot here, bringing you another Creativerse video. This video we're going to be building the wishing well blueprint. Also going to show a couple tips and tricks, a couple things that you can do with the blueprint. So let's get started. First we want to check out what Goldie has for us. And we got 4 arc stone. So I did a little bit of pre-work, set up the area, cleared it out, leveled it out. This is where we're going to build the wishing well at. So you go into the menu and you click under blueprints, and there's all the different blueprints. The one that we're going to build today is the wishing well, and you can buy the kit for 100 coin, and it gets you all the blocks plus the plans, or you can craft the cornerstone using the ingredients that are listed. In this case it's diamond bars and limestone. So I crafted the cornerstone and collected blocks manually. Once you craft the cornerstone, you get a little item in your bag, and you put it down on your quick bar, and then you place it down on the ground. I marked out where this is going to go, so I know where to put it at. So I'm going to place it down, and when you place it down you get a hologram of what the build is going to look like. This will help you place it optimally where you want it. There's a outline showing you how big it is, so you can dig out the area, or you could build it up if you have to. You also can rotate the cornerstone just like a normal block, so if you need to put it in a different direction, you can rotate it. Once you have it set in the place where you want it at, you click F to interact with it, and you get a pop-up menu, and you can activate it. Once you activate it, it'll tell you what blocks you need to start to build it. Now these blocks here, once you start placing these blocks, it'll start expanding and showing you what the next blocks next to it are. One other thing you can do is, when in the options menu, you go back into your cornerstone, and it'll list the different materials needed, and it tells you how many are required for the build. You go down into advanced options, and there's a couple other options that can help you build it. And if you go into customize, you can actually change the blocks that are required for the build. So say you don't like the bedrock wall and you want to use limestone wall instead, so you just drag this over, drop it on top, and say you wanted to use the chiseled limestone column instead of the straight limestone column, you drag that over, drop it on top. The quantities stay what was needed before. You hit save, and now it's asking for limestone wall blocks and the chiseled limestone blocks. So you can customize the blueprints to how you would like them to look versus what the standard build is supposed to look like. Another thing you can do in the blueprints menu is you can also, they have pictures, so you can actually see what the finished product will look like once you're done building it. So you can also go back into the options and you can reset the palette, and that's back to the stock blocks that are required. So I'm going to go ahead and get started building this thing. Shouldn't take very long, it's not a lot of blocks. You'll see though, as I place this block, the one next to it will show up. You got these ghost blocks that help tell you where to place them at. Now this is the second blueprint that I've built. I helped somebody build the fort, but I also built the Craigwood Keep that I use as my base. Well, I kind of use it as the base. I dug out the ground underneath it, and I kind of operate out of the basement of it more than the actual keep itself. Shoe fly. I always got to be over here in my business. I'm trying to build here, can't you tell? So that's all of the first layer, and we'll continue on with the next layer. I also have the barn blueprint, and I have all the blocks assembled for it, or gathered for it. I just gotta take the time to actually build it. So that'll be one of my next videos that I make, will be a barn raising video. Now you can go You can go in any order as the blocks appear. You don't have to go layer by layer, but it seemed a little easier to keep track of where you're at if you just start at the bottom layer and work your way up. This is a pretty small blueprint though. We have one person on this world that's built the colossal castle. That thing is huge. And I have that blueprint too, but I don't know if I will build that one or not. I don't have enough plots for it right now because it takes up a whole plot by itself. But we'll see. Whoa. Okay, this is getting a little tricky. Now I have the Pro upgrade, so I have access to the glider, so I'm going to glide down. And try to figure out a way to get up onto these posts. That didn't work. Another trick you can do when you're building up high like this is you can press C to crouch, and then you won't be able to fall off the edge. And then you just press C again to deactivate it. Or you can shift and run and it'll deactivate it too. I've really been enjoying this game. Wonder if I can land this. Oh, I did. It hurt, but I did it. The end is near. Another thing you can do as you're building these with these blueprints, if you go back to the cornerstone and look at the options, it tracks how many of each block type you've placed and gives you shows you the percentage of completion for the build. Some of the bigger builds, it gets a little bit tough to try to see some blocks that you might have misplaced or that you haven't placed yet. Another thing with these blueprints is these blocks, if the blueprint calls for the block to be rotated, when you place it, it automatically rotates it into the position required for the blueprint. So all you have to do is just put the blocks on your bar and place them according to the little ghost blocks. It's really truly simple. I know some people don't like them. It's like putting together a 3D puzzle. Now this next block that we'll be placing is diamond glass. This block can be a little it's hard for new players to create right away, to craft right away. So this would be a good spot for people to use the customize option, because you could put the blue stained glass in place of this block and it would look just as well, just as good. Let's glide down, take a look at the cornerstone, see what it says. We're at 95%. We gotta place glass. And that should be complete. Actually, you get a little notification thing. Oh, wow. That was kind of cool. I didn't see the fireworks when I completed the Craigwood Keep over there. And for one last finishing touch, I brought some mineral water. It doesn't seem to be flowing in there very nicely yet. I don't know what's going on with it. I haven't messed around with the water and the liquids too much, so I'm just going to leave it there. I'll mess around with the water some more, but that's the wishing well. Oh, I guess one last thing is, now that you're complete, you can go back to your cornerstone and you can pick it up and you actually get it back in your bag, and you could, if you wanted, place it back down in another location, collect all the blocks again, and build it all over again. Or you could trade it to another player, another friend, so they can build it. You don't have to, because you can place it in storage chests. So it is possible to share your blueprints with other players. going to call this a video here. Thanks for watching.